Okay.
You have no idea how excited I am because as a huge reality TV fan, namely The Bachelor, I love your recaps
Oh, I
on
love
that.
that.
To be chatting with you about me is like, I'm like so normal. This is so crazy.
Okay, first of all, total fucking glow up. Since the finale, like when I saw you pregnant, I was like, yes, bitch. I
Oh
watched with
my
my
gosh.
mom. I watched with my
Thank
mom last
you.
night and I showed her your DM. I was like, Jordan loves me. Like, we are friends. She's
I'm
like, no
obsessed.
way. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with you. Like your TikToks, I'm like, this is crazy. This is the coolest moment ever.
Well, I'm so happy for you. I did tweet in the middle of the season, if Boston Rob isn't gonna win, I think it's gonna be Nick or Jordan. And I always like had a feeling that you
I'll
were
take it.
like there and you were playing so low key. Your strategy was in the middle. I really just want to hear about your strategy and like what you were thinking and like because maybe some fans could have given you criticism that you weren't like the biggest personality in the beginning and you snuck in at the end. So like kind of how do you feel about all that?
For sure. And here's the thing, it's the first season of a new show. There's no exact character or previous contestant that strategy you can copy to a T. You have to, grab pieces in your toolkit, grab elements of other characters from other shows, and do what's best for you. And we didn't know the rules until we got there. We had no idea how this was all going to play out. So once we found out the rules, I'm like, okay, two things. One, I'm going to kill it in excursions, and I'm going to never be in the bottom two, which I wasn't. Go me.
Mhm.
And two, I'm going to never be anyone's number one target. If there's always someone in the line of fire ahead of me for every individual, that'll get me far enough in this game, and then we'll reassess from there. And frankly, it worked. But I will say, it's not easy to like get along with all these people. If we could all like easily get along with 13 random people from all walks of life, this world would be like a lot better of a place.
Mhm.
So I will say, like, it was very active. Like, I had to be very careful that when I go to like Rob's side of the beach where he'd hang out, and then I went to go chat with the night owls, it didn't seem like I was going to go gossip about that. And there had to be a level
Mhm.
of trust where people felt comfortable talking to me about the game and knowing that I'm still going to go hang out with these other people, but I'm not going to talk about that. And
Mhm.
it was emotionally and socially exhausting. Like, I think
Yeah.
you all see me in the excursions, which I'm, grateful for and proud of. But the social game, like, in a lot of ways was harder than the physical challenges. Like, it was
Mhm.
very challenging to keep up with that week after week. It's easy to do for the first few days, but then when things start to come down to it, it's super easy for people to get suspicious. So
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as they started to get suspicious, I had to like switch things up. It was hard. And then when I was officially a night owl and we're like hooing in challenges, and I'm like, did Rob just see me who? Like, it gets hard. It gets hard.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask like which alliance had your loyalty? Because you were so in the middle, and I feel like we never got that answer. So like when it came down to it, who were your people? Who were you gonna stick with?
So there were two things I was battling with as things really started to come down at the end. I'm like, do I want to be in the final two with someone that I know that I can beat? Or do I want to be someone who like I feel particularly close with? And I really like had a hard time grappling with those two sides. I really wasn't sure. Like, if it's someone who I think I can beat, I'd go one way. But if it's someone who I think is like going to be one of my closest friends to this day, I don't know. And like I really struggled with it. Like, every day, every interview, I was like, this is the thing I'm grappling with the most. We don't know what's going to happen when there's four,
Hmm.
three, two of us. Is there a jury? We have no idea.
Yeah.
So I just like kept balancing both. But I would say like I wasn't super loyal to either. I didn't even understand the night owl's name. That interview was like so true. I'm like, I'm part of the night what? Like,
Yeah.
whatever, cool. Like,
Yeah.
love being included, but like let's keep this on the DL. I don't want other people to know about it. And that's kind
Yeah.
of how I feel with Rob. Like, we're cool enough. We don't need to
Hmm.
like make this a public thing because I also need to like, so I was,
You did a
my
good
biggest
job.
to myself, not to
You
either group.
That's amazing that you were able to be so independent and, you maintain relationships with everyone. I really want to talk about the final moment when you ended up winning the challenge that was so emotional and it was so fun to see you play for the $13.8 million. 5 seconds before Howie got on the screen, I was like, it's got to be Howie. What was the shock when you kind of saw the setup? It was Howie, it was Joe, everyone was there. You were taking 19. Like, what was your first, thoughts and stuff?
I was so conscious to take in every moment. Like, I remember hearing like the mosquitoes and the bugs. I remember like the temperature. I was like sweating and I was like, oh, it's going to show through my dress. Like, I
Hmm.
remember every little element. I was so present in that
Hmm.
moment. And I also felt like this just is not going to be about me. Like, I really wanted it to be about everybody, a full celebration. Like, those high value cases were up there because my cast members brought them back in excursions. So,
Hmm.
like, let's play together. Let's put aside the animosity and like, let's actually celebrate this first season, new show. I'm the like lucky one to be up here, but like let's make this a finale that we're proud of and like not walk away with a penny case after like getting bitten by snakes. That would be
Yeah.
horrible. So I'm
I
glad we
love
could
that. Because I was like, Jordan, don't listen to these people. Like, pick your own case. But then Amy, like, she really had your back.
she literally can see through cases. That is like zero exaggeration. And what's so funny is the one time I didn't listen to them was for that final case. And I was like, you all stop talking. I'm going with case 18. It's the one case no one has mentioned.
Mm.
And then it was a $13 million case. So lesson learned, listen to your castmates. They might know better than you at some points in time.
Yeah. The game was so intense. So you ended up taking 1.287 million?
1.23, 123.
1.3. Oh my God. So that is literally so exciting. I'm so happy that you were able to start building your family and that this money is going to set you up. So can you kind of talk about what that means and kind of give everyone a little bit more of an update? Because we saw the last like 30 seconds
Yes.
and I want to know how everything's going. When are you due? Do you have a gender? Like, what can you tell us?
All the questions. That was like truly our pregnancy announcement. Like we
It's
had
so
friends that found
exciting.
out last night. So it was like, won the show, won 1.23 million. Oh my gosh, and you're having a baby. Like there was just so many things to pack in. It was like the coolest movie I'm gonna ever watch. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
rewatch that hour over and over. So there's like a lot ahead. We don't know the gender. I like have learned that surprises are the best in life.
Yeah.
And the show has like taught me that. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna just wing it. We'll see what happens. And the Howie or Joe thing is just funny to me because there's no like this child is like so connected to this experience because
Hmm.
right before I came on, I had like a very traumatic late term miscarriage. And I like didn't know if I was going to do the show. And like the producers, everyone had been so supportive of me
Yeah.
that I like felt, 5 excursions in that I had been totally changed and that like mind, body, spiritually, I was in the best place I could be in, outcome aside. And then to have like one on top of that and have the child, it's just also interconnected in the most beautiful way. So
Hmm.
who knows? We're going through the motions. We are like still active. I think that's a huge part of like why I was able to successfully get pregnant in the first place. And we'll see. No gender yet. So
Yeah.
everything's neutral, but I'll keep you all posted.
Please. Yeah. And don't name the baby Rob. It's just not the best idea.
Deal.
But okay, we have 2 minutes left. I mean, this truly is your Jordan year. Everything, this is like the most exciting time. So I'm just so happy for you. What is something that is a misconception from the show? Maybe something that wasn't shown about your story or your strategy, something that was left out to kind of give the viewers a little bit more of what Jordan really did to deserve this money and everything.
Yeah. I think like the passive versus active is just a really interesting conversation. Like I said, the social piece of it required me being so active. Like I was so emotionally exhausted. Like I went to
Hmm.
my interviews and I had to talk about every single person that I had a chat with that day. Some people like only hang out with their two friends. Like
Yeah.
I had multiple things with every single person. We went through strategy, who we would take out, and like none of those things really ever came to fruition, our plans individually, but trust me, we were having those conversations. So I think that that's, something that viewers don't always see. But, the thing is, like, an edit is an edit. I wish the
Hmm.
episodes were longer because there's so much about each person that I think not everyone got to know. Like,
Hmm.
towards the end, it's amazing. We all knew exactly who Stephanie, Amy, Rob, and Jordan were. And I feel like I wish I had that, like, everyone could have that level of fandom and support for everybody, but there just wasn't time to get to know them on that deeper level because the episodes were so short. So,
Yeah.
hey, and we need longer episodes so we can get to know people more.
Well,
But
I mean, by
yeah.
the end, I feel like we got to know you so well. So it was such a good
Oh,
build
good.
up. I think it's fun when like the winner of the
Yeah.
show maybe doesn't necessarily get a winner's edit because then there's that element of surprise. Like we all thought Rob was winning for a long time. Like we really did. So it's just so much more exciting the way it
Waited
all
too for
turned
a
out.
second.
Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you so much for chatting. It was so nice
Oh
to
my
meet you. I
gosh.
hope we can
So
meet in
good to meet
person.
you. Congrats on the new place. I feel like I know all about your life. I'm so excited for you.
Thank
And we'll keep
you.
in touch for sure.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your interviews and
Thanks, Zachary.
enjoy your moment. Make the most of it.
Oh, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
All right, bye.
Bye.